Good morning, good afternoon, grand rising, buenas noches, bonne nuit, bon après-midi, wherever you are from. Welcome to Abroad and Thriving, another sexy, beautiful episode here in Playa del Carmen. And let's say it again one more time, Abroad and Thriving, the real American dream in Mexico. And we got none other, I'm gonna let him introduce himself, his immaculate self, his get excited self. Please let them know who you are and where you're from. This is your camera.
I love it. Yo, what's up, everybody? It is your boy Nunzi here. We are live in Playa del Carmen, arriving, thriving. My boy, Big Louie. I'm excited to be here, man. Look at this, dude. Can we just take a moment to appreciate this?
You know? I'm gonna lean back like Fat Joe says, so you can appreciate it.
Just so grateful to be here, man.
And I'm happy that you're here and took the time to make it happen. Dude. So thank you again. So let these people know, out of all the places in the world, how did you find out about Playa del Carmen and why did you come here?
Well, you know, it's actually super interesting. So I was living in Vancouver, Canada, having a good time. And I had a group of homies that would come down to Mexico every winter. And one guy was like really telling me, he's like, yo, you got to try it out. You got to do it. And like one year I was like, just kind of like, wasn't in that right headspace, right? But I kind of lived vicariously through them, through social media. And then the next year came around and there was like something inside of me that just really felt like I needed to change. One thing I know in my life is that changing environment is fundamental for growth, for expansion, for all that. So it kind of happened all last second and booked these flights down to Playa because that's where these guys go.
Yeah.
And dude, I couldn't even rent. We were gonna try and rent out our place in Vancouver. No bueno. So we actually had to get rid of it. So on December 31st,
of last year?
Adios Vancouver, and moved to Playa. And we came down here and dude, wow, we got slapped a bit. We new travelers, right? Just like making rookie mistakes, but what an experience, and I just think that, like, for me, I mean, you gotta see, man, the shorts can't get much shorter, like it's like full hand, it's full arm length, but I love hot weather, man. I'm not into and just being in the sun, it just gets me excited. And this, since that move, what a ride, man. It's been wild. It's been amazing.
In other words, he's been taking off clothes. Okay.
Dude, if I could give any advice already,
all right, tell us. Let's go.
Move out of your own city that you were raised in, man. Like, you got to go travel and explore to help yourself, find more purpose, more clarity, more alignment. You know what I mean? It's all about that, right? And when you're in a city like Playa, especially, like, I always, I already have a bigger network here than I do back in Canada where I've been my whole life because people are just open to meeting you,
And I couldn't agree more because I was just, before you came, I was giving my gratitude on the phone, going to get water.
Nice.
And I was saying, this is crazy that the doors are opening because I let myself be open to the doors.
Absolutely,
I'm getting more help here naturally because one, I'm helping others and they're helping me and everyone's helping each other because that's just the vibe.
That's how it works, man. Asking you shall receive.
And more than I have at home with people. Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up, ready? Above is airplanes because we're abroad and thriving. You see, it's bars. It's rain. It's already rain. It's not my fault. There's airplane sounds, helicopter sounds because we're abroad. We flying everywhere. But so anyway,
well done.
Where have you traveled to any other places in the world?
Well, yeah. So this has started the whole. Okay, so there was a fundamental moment in my life. I was working out. So I had a gym. I ran a gym in Vancouver with my ex-partner, and COVID hit. Right, so crazy, obviously everyone, was affected by that, and I think, and there's people that either thrived or they wallowed, right? Victim or creator, you get to choose.
Bang bang.
But so we ended up shutting the gym down, and I downloaded this app called TikTok. What a ride that is!
This app.
Yeah, it went, and dude. But long story short, I ended up booking this movie that took me to South Africa, and I've never done anything like this. It was one of the craziest things in my life.
Wait. What did you do? What did they book you for in the movie?
Well, so what it was, it was really interesting because I ended up I was an actor when I was 18 to 21.
Okay.
And then when I was in Vancouver, I had an age. There was a 6-year gap from when I was, being a gym owner and stuff. But anyway, after the COVID thing, and I was getting into TikTok, that was going. I ended up getting an agent. And I was in Calgary doing a bodybuilding show. She sent me an audition, and it was even that story's crazy. I had to drive out and whatever. And when I got back, I got a call from my agent. She's like, "Yo, Nunzi, you booked a role." I was like, "What?" She's like, "It films in South Africa." I was like, "What?" She's like, "You leave tomorrow." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Dude, 24 hours, packed the bag, and we were off to South Africa. And there was a moment where that was the most insane 3.5 weeks of my life. The people I met, everything. And this is a significant moment because in that moment, I was the last day on the beach. And I have the seashell in my fanny pack. I should bring it out. But I said to myself in that moment, because I've never been so free in my life, I want to be able to work from my phone. I want to be able to just be abroad and thriving.
Bang, bang.
And I came back. My partner said, guess what? We don't want you back. And I looked at her, Brownie, fiance behind the camera right here. And I was like, what are we going to do? And she supported me. And I went for Nunzi. And from that moment, you know, I've been able to now this last year, travel abroad and be thriving, bro. You know, so we were in Barcelona in the fall. Amazing city, probably one of my favorite cities ever.
And including the smells, you know, like sometimes there's a whiff.
Oh yeah, there's a nice whiff. There's a nice whiff. I enjoy it. Okay. I appreciate both sides. You know,
both sides,
absolutely,
literally.
man. Yeah. So you know, but yeah, we were in Paris. You know, I've gone down to LA a lot. I like heat, man.
Yeah.
I go where it's hot. I don't have interest in going where it's cold.
You're already from a place where it's cold as F.
I figured it out. Wherever the sun is, happy people are. That's just how it is. Like sun is source energy, man. We are sun. So
there's a positive and a negative to that. Remember both sides? You
for sure, man.
Negative side.
Absolutely.
When there's sun, and that means there's vegetation, there's food, happy people, peaceful people, right?
Yeah.
Colonizable. So as you know,
fair enough.
All the cold countries colonize the warm countries. But in today's age, we learn from that. So be warm, be happy, eat great food, but be a warrior in a garden.
That's it, man. And just experience it all, dude. I mean, that's what I love about it. Like, you know, I have a hard time sitting still. When I get Canada, I'm there for 3 months. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. Even here, you know, here for 3 months. Okay, where's next? Because, dude, I'll tell you what, all of your habits and these subconscious beliefs that you hold about yourself are based on your environment. So people get stuck in these, you know, predictable life, man. Mm-hmm. And when you lose that spontaneity, that excitement, like, you know, you want to wake up every day not knowing what's going to happen, right? You don't want to predict your life. Like if you're waking up and it's a Monday and you're like rolling your eyes, you've got to stop, man. You got to stop and have that reflection because every day is Monday, man. You know, when you are in, you know, alignment with source energy.
And
that's
for me,
what it's all about.
I agree. Because I say, you know, like everyone, thanks goodness it's Friday. I'm like, why do you have to be happy? It's Friday. Make Friday your every day.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a belief, right?
Make your Friday your day. And even if it takes the time, even if it takes, like, say you have the worst time, you have debt, you're not happy, you have all these things, then write down all the shit you don't like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then write down which one you could solve right now.
100%, man.
And then go backwards.
You know what, Lou, I'll tell you this. So I live with such passion, and I've been a coach, personal trainer for over a decade. Mm-hmm. And I can fundamentally say that the most important thing you can ever do in your life is make your well-being the number one priority. Your whole life experience is based on your perception of it. Your perception of it is based on how you feel. So the whole name of the game, right, is feeling good, bro. Right? You want to feel good, right?
Why
you want to feel good because when you're feeling good, you're playing good, you're doing good, you know, my football coach always said when you look good.
Which football?
Like, by the way, look how great he looks.
Thank you.
I mean, I came on set, I was like, this is unbelievable.
Thank you. Which football? This one or this American?
Man.
Okay.
Yeah. But when you look good, you feel good, you play good. You know, so for me, it's just been teaching that because people have it backwards. They focus on the jobs, they focus on the grind, they focus on the relationships, on getting all this monetary stuff, right? Which is great, but the problem is if you're gonna enjoy your life to its fullest, you got to be feeling good inside, and that's what it's all about. So if anyone is gonna make a significant change in their life, they got to start exercising. They got to start fueling their body with the right foods because this is going to get you feeling good. And when you get excited, what happens when you get excited?
You keep going.
You go abroad and thriving, man. That's what it's about. That's what happens, man.
And also, I have a question for you. People are seeing you right now. They're like, yo, this guy's full of energy.
Let's go, man. Get excited.
He has that powerful voice.
I work out, man.
He has a powerful voice. And they're going to be like, wait, but he sounds like a wise monk. How? Because people judge the book by a cover.
Yeah, for sure.
But in their book, in your side of your book, there's a lot of wisdom. Were you always this way, or you developed this mindset, or how did you get here to think this way? And applying
that's
right?
a great, deep question, man. Appreciate it.
It's a real question.
You know
it's
what?
honest.
You know, there's a great quote that goes, "The banishment of all doubt is a knowing." And when I was a young boy, I always had this sort of like knowing in me that I was like, you know, destined to do like, I've always been excited. I haven't changed. Like the 9-year-old Nunzi is this Nunzi right here, you know? And there was a moment where I kind of reached that dark night of the soul. Like, how you expand, and this is what people gotta understand too, is you expand through contrast. So you gotta get low to get high. So and that's what makes you resilient, right? Who's been here in an abusive relationship, maybe a toxic, situation, who's been let down or cheated on?
Everybody.
That's all important though, man. It's all important. That's where the growth is, right? And it was after a dark period of my life, I got out of a relationship, and I moved out. It was like a pretty crazy thing. And it was interesting because when I graduated high school, my uncle gave me this book, and he's like, "You should read this." And I was like, I wasn't reading books, man. And but I took this book with me for like a decade. Like I took it wherever, all around. Mm-hmm. And it was The Power of Intention by Wayne Dyer.
Okay.
And so one day, so while I was on my relationship, it was like first couple of weeks, and I was in this new place. I started reading this book, and I started just thinking differently, right? Because that's what it's all about. It's just wherever you look, you get what you're looking for. I love that. Wherever you look, you get what you're looking for. So people are just seeing it differently. People are trying to, this is important, change their physical environment. This always remains the same. What changes is the internal state. Bang, bang. And then that was the bang, bang moment. I realized, well, whoa, wait a sec. So my life doesn't need to be decided by my friends or my family or by my society or my environment. I'm living as a victim, and I started to realize, well, wow, I'm actually the creator. So what happened was this consciousness started happening, and that's the goal. The goal is this is my mantra. So I intend to spread my loving, positive, radiant energy to every human being I meet, and to collectively raise vibrations for all humanity.
Say to them one more time. Let's say one more. I love that.
I intend to spread my loving, positive, radiant energy to every human being I meet, and to collectively raise vibrations for all humanity. Because that's what we got to do. It's about paying it forward.
Look at my man. Listen, if I ever become a movie director, a TV show director, he'll be the best partner.
I'm having a good time.
He's already ready to go.
I'm having a good time, man. And the chair's still holding up, which is incredible. This thing's rickety.
Apparently, he's been known to break chairs.
I've broken 3, man, and they've been incredible stories too.
It's because he bench pressed cars and shit.
Oh man, yeah.
Excuse for my language. It's a family show. I'll edit that part out. But anyways,
yeah.
So you said something very interesting before. You had said when you came back from South Africa, your partner said, "We don't want you anymore."
Yeah.
So you don't want you anymore in the gym that you helped build.
Yeah.
And one, if you you could answer if you want to answer, how you want to answer, and if you don't want to answer, say, "Lou, shut the hell up. Move on to the next question." Put it up politely.
Yeah.
But anyways, why did he say that, and how did you feel?
Yeah, well, you know what it was? So, all misfortune is good fortune, man. And that's been the biggest growth. I think the biggest growth that I've had in my entire life of this experience thus far is realizing that the universe just doesn't make mistakes. And when everything in your life happens, if you can just look at it from that different angle, remember, that's what it's all about. Which side are you looking at? I always say, which lens you putting on? You put on your positive, opportunistic lens, you put on your negative, pessimistic lens, right? But, this story is a little bit more complex because what happened was I started this business with a previous relationship, personal relationship, so, partner, and incredible human being, learned so much from her. And, just running a business and what we went through at that sort of period in our lives was really stressful. There was a lot of, and this is where the really growth happened for me as a business owner, learning how to communicate. Go start a business, guys. It's good. It's just good discipline. It's like doing bodybuilding shows. I always say, go do a bodybuilding show. Just this is good for you, man. I'm puffing you up. But anyway, so when I came back, it was like one of those things where I knew I wasn't meant for that. Like I said, everything is just a stepping stone.
Yeah, see.
Right. So running a business, it just felt right. And my fiance here, Brownie, I mean, she was really supportive of it, and just trusting and allowing, man. Allowing is another great term to really have in your life.
Allowing what? And what perspective?
So here's another great teaching, and this is the teaching of teachings, next to following your own excitement, but it's the art of, letting go of all attachment. So it's your attachment to anything that makes you suffer, right? If it could be a relationship, a job, it could be your finances, your looks, it could be your clothes, whatever it might be. So your attachment to life is what holds you back. right? So this concept of allowing is that you understand that, well, you can't keep any of this. You can't. You don't own it. You don't keep it. Like, you know, you can hold on to it for as long as you can, right? But it's like when you just start to kind of be this, like, you're just allowing things to pass. It's like in and out. You know, you lose this, you gain this. You lose this, you gain this. It's a constant cycle of, because that's how you grow. And it's all beautiful. It's all amazing. But you got to allow your life to happen, not resist or control. That's where that's the attachment.
The only thing you can control, I would say, is your mindset,
your perspective,
and your emotions, and because those are the things that people use to control us, and those are the only things in our control is what's within.
And you know what? This is another good one. So I've been saying this to Brownie for 4 years. Brownie, what's the mission?
Fire.
What do we control? Effort, guys. You control your effort. That's it. You control your effort. You wake up every day. You decide what you're going to put forward, right? And a lot of people, they're just stuck, man. They're misaligned. I'm
gonna tag in. I have my own saying similar to that. But most people get up in the morning, but they don't wake up. There's a difference. You have to wake up, and you just can't get up. Get up is that regular. I hate my Mondays. Is that routine? Is that comfort? But when you wake up, you start saying, "Wait, I don't like this. This is not for me. How can I get to whatever is for me?" That is by trying. And what's that effort? Right.
And dude, even to like step before, this is the greatest thing that you can do to make a profound change in your life. If right now you are suffering, you are lost, and just it's a struggle to get out of bed. Just do this. Try this. Like, this is the first thing I teach my clients. The first habit. So the moment you're lying in bed, you wake up in the morning. The moment your eyes wake up, say these 2 words: thank you. Just take those 20 seconds, man, and say thank you as many times as you can. Thank the universe, thank God, think whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But you're thanking life because you have it. And you can't, we forget it. We forget it. You get so wrapped up in this illusion that we forget we have life. And as soon as you start getting on yourself in the abundance frequency, well, now you're going to start to attract abundance into your life, right? Because we all have abundance, but a lot of people have an abundance of lack. Come on, man. Woo. That's good.
No,
right?
listen.
That's
no,
good.
But I'm very happy. No, I'm so happy. I met you, and the universe brought us together.
Oh, absolutely,
because
man.
this is the energy that I've always wanted, vibrated with, and it was hard for me, like in the US, because it's a consumer-based culture. And everything that you should, like I've been saying this repeatedly for the last 4 episodes we shot, but maybe because it's understanding. I'm meeting people like you, and having people understand who they are, and that this is all illusion. Like you said, the clothes, I could give a damn whether I have this clothes or not. It's an expression of me because I designed it, right? So it's creating the life I want.
Right.
However, I've been saying that in that consumer culture we live and forced to in the United States, you're buying all your stuff, you're buying your happiness, and you can never be happy that way.
Absolutely.
And you could never get excited to give your money away to things you don't need.
You know what's so interesting, man, is even being down here, you see these tiny, little Mexican families, right? They're literally dirty clothes. It's just not a lot of money, right? They're smiling, they're dancing, they're laughing,
they're happy.
They're happy. What are we doing over here? People just, but you know what? This is why, though, by the way, that I want to take a moment to say how grateful I am that I met you. Because you're the living example of what this abroad and thriving is all about. Like, look at you. You come from a consumer, fucking part of town. Bleep that one out. And, here you are. You moved your environment, and now you're around this, and now you're thriving, but you're raising consciousness, right? Because that's all this is. Like what you got to do is, if you break down the word inspiration, means to be in spirit. You need to connect to your soul.
That's it.
That's it. If you don't feel good, you're not connected to your soul. You're living in just the mind, the ego. You're separate, right?
Now we're gonna go. So check this out, Mister. Ready? Again. I'm Mister. Come for the spice, stay for the knowledge. So being this wise, being this Mr. Miyagi up in this B over here, right? Mr. Booty King.
Oh man, can we stand up?
You can stand up, do all this.
Dude, I'm gonna lay there, man. My legs already seasoned.
I'm gonna let them watch.
If I cramp up, it's not bad, man.
I'm gonna let them watch.
What camera do we have it on?
You can do all of that. Give them all a tour. Give all of them a tour.
I always said you gotta make a dance.
Then now you turn to this one, then you turn over there. I'm gonna keep my head over here.
It's all right, man. It's all right, dude. Everybody looks, man.
Everybody looks. Okay, so Mr. Booty King, when you're doing your Booty King work, when you're inspiring others to have the best booties in the world, right? And making them happy about themselves, right? You find found a way to connect with people. Because some people who don't understand branding, marketing, and connecting with people, like if, like for example, my other thing I do is music. I understand how music vibrates with people, moves people. When they close their eyes, they might be having the worst time. But that good song, that beat, that melody makes people feel they're not alone. Whether they're happy, sad, or blah, blah, blah. So you found something that we all love. Because I love booties on ladies. I love nice, round booties.
Nice, man. You right? Appreciate a nice booty.
Round, and I have a lady and she knows, hey, who likes booties. She's not jealous.
It's
and I would never be with her. And I would never, but it's the booty. And then I met the booty king. So I'm just like, and then his fans are the kind of ladies that I like with the nice booties. So do you bring this philosophy in your, the app, this app called TikTok? Tell us how you go about, how did you become the booty king? Right? And
this is a wild story.
This, how to become the booty king in the wild story, and how you apply your thinking, your positive mindset into them booties.
This is a good one. Everyone go grab a snack, all right? So, I think this is about, bringing the spice and the knowledge, and, one thing I can really say to everyone out there who's wants to pursue more, it's the only way you're going to ever learn is through trying. And that's one thing I really dedicate to my life, as being a huge, massive thing that's launched me, is because I'm detached from the outcome. Like, I really just do to do, without, like, a lot of people, they're so spent in thinking of the execution of it. But I never did that. I just did, right? So when I downloaded like TikTok, I always loved entertaining. I was always an entertainer. Like I said, at a young age, I always knew I wanted to be I am a movie star.
You better tell them. Say it again.
I am a movie star.
All right, go ahead. Let's go.
Wait for it. But so I always loved to entertain, and I couldn't really, it was just how the cards align after I downloaded TikTok, right? So I'm starting to like play around with this app, thinking, okay, well, I can create, content and stuff like this. This is cool. So I started doing, I'm like, well, what can I do? Well, I was a trainer. I was a trainer for over a decade. And I started doing just fitness videos, right? Like, so chest workout, bicep workout, shoulder workout, right? And then, so I'm always like, so last name Nunziata, right? So Nunzi has been my nickname my whole entire life. So the Italiano gene, we got the nice rear ends, bro, thick, booty. So I've always had a juicy peach. And, but so back to this, I'm making these TikToks, and then I post a glute workout. Goes viral.
That's the butt, guys.
All right, yeah, it's the gluteus maximus. It's the rear end. And it goes viral. I'm like, all right, well, so I'm making another glute workout. Goes viral again. And I'm like, well, this is interesting, because obviously, and the cool thing about it, guys, this is another great line for the fridge, is the authentic self is the happy self. Once again, back to what I was saying before, one of the reasons I just live so true to myself, man. And I'm full of love, dude. And it's like, that's like, I don't like what people do with it is none of my business. I put it out there, and what happens is out of my, you can't control that. What do you control? Brownie, what's the mission? What do we control? Effort, man. So all I do is put out effort, and I learn through the doing, right? And what started happening was, I've always loved short shorts. I got sent home in high school because my shorts were too short, and that was, that in this day and age, that we could have took that somewhere. But anyway, I always loved wearing tights, and my whole life I have been made fun of and bullied and judged based on my sexuality, because I like to wear these things, and I also love to train glutes. And you never saw it. I've been in the gym my whole life. You don't see dudes doing kickbacks. Like, you don't see that. You see dudes going and it was like men didn't train their glutes, or it was
other guy kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And I felt really inspired to break down these old archaic beliefs. Like so I mean, man, it's so stoked to be alive right now, because like people are waking up. We're starting to realize, well, dude, judgment is super low vibrational, and these things are like, you're given these beliefs, right? Like, how does so anyway, a big part of my mission is to be like, be so proud of your glutes, empower men to be proud of their legs, and like I said, people love watching your boy Nunzi's booty go up and down on a barbell, man. Like literally. I mean, it's and it's been a wild ride, dude, and it's been really cool because glutes are very important. We can talk about for a second here the anatomy of the glutes and how important that is. So
tell us.
Okay, put your hand up right now if you got knee pain.
Oh, sometimes.
Your knees hurt you? Okay.
Sometimes.
What about lower back pain?
Yeah, sometimes.
Right? So if you have weak knees and a weak lower back, I can guarantee you got weak glutes. And why do we have weak glutes?
Because we
what are we doing right now?
They all sitting. They all sit and watch TV.
You'll love this, right? So sitting is the ass quitting, right? You shut it off. So everyone's walking around with pancakes and non-stimulated glutes, back pain and knee pain, and then you start training your glutes, man. You're gonna feel like a machine, and they look so good in jeans, man. Oh man, popping, dude. You gotta be able to pop it, man. You know that's
again
it.
For you guys.
And the cool thing is, man. The cool thing is that it's huge, man. It's huge. People, we kind of live in a booty era right now.
Oh,
you know, you can't even like walk around now without booties popping, and there's a respect factor to it. So the thing that I love, that I'm like, oh, cool, man, because I always appreciate, you know, universe just doing everything, but like, there was such a period of my life where I was had so much backlash and so much negativity thrown my way, and now it's pretty much all respect.
That's know when
that's really cool.
You know, when you're saying all this, and especially like that feeling that you had, or the observation of when they used to give you backlash, bully you because of this, right? So I'll give you a story. I'll tell you a United States version of that. All right. So in the U.S., growing up in the 90s as a little kid, they always made fun of the black women.
Okay.
Because they have butts, natural butts.
Yeah.
Right? And
absolutely.
They called us and black women donkeys.
Okay.
Monkeys, horses, all this stuff because they naturally have a booty.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing you could be a black girl if you're in the body of Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian made it okay to be black because she works on her glutes and they get all these butt implants and all these things. Which again, I don't care what people do. But it's so weird that most of my life, the traumatic experiences or all the attributes of being black that you have naturally that you're born with, that they made fun of, made you feel other, and now everyone's paying top-notch dollar to look like it. We're in the age of booty.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's super interesting too is just like, that's why you got to just step back for a second. Like, here's another great little exercise to do is like, just step out of your own life for a sec. Step out of the game. Just like, look at it from an objective standpoint, and you start to see trends, right? So it's like, look at a movie in the 2000s. First of all the girls, because she's a 90s, 2000s movie person, so we're always watching these movies. There's no booties. You know, so like,
not another
times just change. Like we have this false sense of what, you know, beauty is constantly, you know, changing. And that's why the whole name of the game is just embrace and love who you are, man. Because you can't like changing is, there's going to be a new thing, right? But I've always had big glutes. I love it. I'm great. Like, it's really cool, man. I wake up, like I said, I say thank you. I'm so excited. I'm following my passion. I get to train, you know, and just. And
what do your supporters, your fans, all the people in the comment section? I know you inspire them. So what are some of the things that they tell you that make you feel happy?
If you want to go,
give them like that makes them feel happy, and then how, you know, some of the stuff to you transform their lives.
Yeah, man.
Because people don't understand. They might be like, oh, he's just showing his butt, or he's just blah blah blah, right?
Man,
but you actually do help people.
Absolutely.
So tell us about that.
Well, first of all, if you want to be seriously entertained, go to any one of my TikToks and go to the comment sections, because it is wild. It's spicy, bro. You know,
I'm here for the spice.
So it's so funny, man. So I actually don't read comments anymore. I sometimes do.
All right. But when you did, or when something touches you.
Dude. The coolest thing is like I said, so once again, I'll bring this up again. So when you are serving yourself, when you are inspired, when you are in spirit, you know what you do? By you being around people, you give them permission slips to find their own inspiration. So you can't stop trying to fix the person, fix yourself and just be, right? Because just me being real inspires people, right? So I get so many individuals that say, you know, whatever, like, thank you for just like training your glutes, you know, and yeah, just a lot of love, man, a lot of love. Like, I think it was really cool this year going to the LA Fit Expo too, and you know, it's kind of like one of the interesting things, these paradoxal, you know, situations where it's like I challenge myself to not be, you know, sort of focused on fame and reach and success, But there's a part of me that also, you know, I can't deny that the appreciation feels really good.
Of course.
And, you know, there's part of you that, like, it's cool to see when, okay, so things are working, right? So, like, you know, you go to the LA Fit Expo, and it was, yeah, like, I mean, there's a lot of Nunzi fans, dude. It's like, holy cow, all right, so the booty's doing something. But that's the fun thing about me, man. I'm like one of those, I'm like an oyster, bro, pearl inside, right? Because, like, all judgment, right? You see this himbo, this big booty dude, tattied up, right? Sweaty tights, I get it.
Fly beard, let's not forget.
Come on, it's
we're going to talk about that next, but yeah.
Beard.
But go ahead.
But you open the oyster, and there's pearls in oysters, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
good. And then, yeah, I dropped this wisdom because I'm connected to source energy. I understand the game really well. I've been able to understand it. Like, okay, I learned about the law of attraction. Well, that made a lot of sense. Like, once you learn the universal laws, you're like, oh, wow.
And you did on something else too, that which you inspired something that for me, by the way, just meeting you for our first conversation.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about content and all that stuff, and you were like, you have all this content, now put it out, put it out, blah, blah, blah. And I had a whole plan of when to put it out and everything, and I moved my schedule up 3 months because of you, and because it made logic, it made sense.
But this makes sense. Are you a sport guy? Do you like sports?
I played sports all my life, that's why my body hurts.
So here's a good analogy for it, right? So, like, if you're an NFL team and you're a football team, you spend your week doing your prep, but you don't know what's going to really happen in the game. So we can sit here and create content all day and think about what's going to work and what's going to work. I'll tell you this: the pieces of content that I thought were going to go viral plummeted, and the most random chuck-ups have sent me to the moon. And it's like, okay, well, that wasn't planned. So once again, what are we talking about? Allowing. You got to just allow your life to happen. So you got to do. No, if you don't do, you know, you got to act. We live in a physical reality. Physical action is how we communicate. People talk. This does nothing.
And that's why
it can't hear you.
Yes.
It can't hear you. You got to do, bro.
and that's why I brought up, because you said the law of attraction, that I don't want these people to think, oh, I'm just going to sit here and manifest it's going to come. No, you manifest, you attract what you want, but you put the action behind it.
And if you are at all thinking about outcome, you're going to suffer. You just got to trust and know, and just like, it's all process. Life is process. When you start to realize, okay, whoa, there's no finish line. There's no actual deadline. It's just, I mean, bro, like, chill out. Like, well-being and stress is directly correlated. If you're really stressed out, your well-being meter is low. Stop working so much and do more self-care. Balance it out, and you'll get more done by doing less. That's doubted
it's true.
That's doubted
I take naps every 2 or 3 hours. By doing that, I've been so productive.
Focus.
Yeah. My 3-hour work, 4-hour work, then take a nap of 2 hours.
This is what, yo, you have the time. I'm talking to you. Yes, you have the time. Like, if you don't have time to work out, no, you got the time. You got it. Don't say it. Man, I can't stand that. I'm a coach, right? So when people say they don't have time, I'm like, oh my God. I gotta take them off for a minute. Just because it's like, yo, you like that. Your priorities are backwards, right? So it's like, this is another key concept, Lou, that I love, and this is a good one to remember. So it comes down to this: either you change or you accept. So I have a client comes in, whatever, they want to lose weight, right? And they're talking very poorly about themselves. Their self-dialogue is atrocious, very like low confidence, right? Self-discipline, self-confidence, directly related. So anyway, you have someone that verbally wants to do this change. There's no physical action, right? So for example, a week goes by, they come back in, they didn't do workout, they didn't do this, they keep complaining about their life. You know, another week goes by, same idea, they come back, they're not making the physical change. So stop complaining about yourself and your life and accept it and love it, because either you accept or you change. Ooh. You gotta, if you're not going to change, then accept. But why sit in the middle? Why just sit there? Like, you know, I had one client, man, he just loved watching Netflix and eating chips. And no, I'm not kidding you, right? No judgment, right? No, but 6 weeks went by. It's funny. 6 weeks went by, and I'm like, bro, love watching Netflix. That's dope, man.
That's your thing. Yeah, that's your thing.
Why are you gonna just beat yourself up? Dude, beating yourself up. Just say that. I'm gonna beat myself up. Why? Like, dude, you wouldn't let anyone else beat you up? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so why would people's self-dialogue instantly. Once you start to realize, whoa, that it's called sitting in the seat of self. So most people are actually playing the game as in, I remember that I'm playing, I'm the one with the controller. So it's like, you start to hear people talk. I can't, I shouldn't, I won't, like they're just already out of the gates. So there's a tattoo on my chest here.
He just wants to show his chest, my boy.
Well,
He's just showing his chest.
You know, you can pop that too.
Oh, Lord.
It's a dual pop.
Listen.
It's
a dual pop. Pop it in the front, pop it in the back. Pop it in the front, pop it in the back. You see here? We're working on his soundtrack already.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, I have a question for you regarding those kind of clients.
Yeah.
Since like in my shoes with those kind of clients for like when I do branding stuff, they tell me anything that we work on is never good enough, right? They always say no, despite it's based on their needs, their blah blah blah. I say, I'm sorry, I can't be of service to you. I'm going to recommend someone who could help you out, because to me, I need peace in my life, regardless of money. So what do you do with those kind of clients? Do you help them with their mindset, or do you just say, I'm just gonna listen to them bother me?
Yo, man,
what do you do?
When I pick up I take the calls when I sign a client, I meet them. And the first thing I say is, I commit everything to you. I'm here for your success is my success. I believe so much in humanity. All of us have compassion within us, and we all have greatness. This is the powerful, this is it. So say these words. Repeat after me, okay?
I'm going to repeat. Let's go.
I come from greatness.
I come from greatness.
I attract greatness.
I attract greatness.
Read that.
I am greatness.
I am greatness.
Yeah.
I am greatness. Oh.
It's true.
So you have it within, but you don't see it yet, right? So I never give up on clients, but I understand this, that I can only bring the horse to the water. So I always say when I start coaching with anyone, I'm like, what you put into this is what you get out of it. I will be here. I never give up on my clients until they throw in the towel, and then at that point I just say, well, hey, you know what? Accept where you are in life and keep your head high. Why you get you know what the coolest thing about being a human is? You know what it is, guys? Does anyone know?
I want to hear this one.
What's the dopest thing we have?
The only thing, ready? I have a different perspective on this, but I'm gonna say one sentence why and because we're born in a world full of problems, so our jobs is to solve problems, so we're here to create. So you're made in God's image and you are a God, so you should make it happen.
I love that.
And that's my only way to answer.
You know what? So to piggyback off that even deeper, it's because you get to choose. We get to choose. You get to choose, guys. You get to choose how to respond to life. And this is how simple it gets. I say this to my clients all the time. It's so simple. So, ready? Positive outlook, positive outcome. Negative outlook, negative outcome. That's simple.
Wait, it is that simple.
That's simple.
But when from 0 to 7, 92% of our subconscious is already formed.
Exactly.
And our reactions, how we react to life, right? Yeah. So if someone doesn't tap in and don't know that, they're already programmed. So how do we? It's simple to say but that change for that person to realize is even harder. And what if they don't care to even be aware? How are they going to say positive outcome, positive outcome? They're already negatively programmed.
So this is brilliant. This is brilliant. What an episode. I'm having a good time.
Good.
This is great. Because this is it. Like, basically, so I listened to have you heard of Bruce Lipton?
Of course, I have the book.
He's amazing, man. The Biology of Belief, right? So I was listening to his lectures and I started to realize, oh my gosh, this guy is bringing science and, spirituality together. And it's the power behind it, because what you start to realize is like, okay, well, so there's two parts to the mind, right? There's the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So cohesively, they work together, right? Now, your conscious mind, check this, 5% of your day is what you live in that. 95% is the subconscious. Subconscious is programming. It's a hard drive. So, like you just said, your hard drive is already wired to be low self-worth. Right, negative, poor me, victim, right? So you have to, for change to happen, for transformation to take place, step one is objectifying it. Is realizing, okay, whoa, right? So great, easy quote. I'm not the voice of the mind. I'm the one who hears it. So when you understand that, right?
Yeah, we get mad memes. Go ahead.
Dude, crazy. Well, here's a great one, right? From one of the greatest books I ever read, The Untethered Soul. I remember this by Michael Singer. Incredible. If you haven't read it, but it goes like this: you are not your thoughts. You are aware of your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You feel your feelings. You look in this mirror and you experience this world through its eyes and ears. You are the conscious being who is aware that you are aware of all these inner and outer things. So when you start to realize, well, whoa, I am not these thoughts. I am not this, like whatever you, what think of a thought right now that you have all the time that makes you feel poor about yourself. It could be anything. It could be your size, it could be your height, it could be your, like whatever insecurity you have or whatever belief you have. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you it's not yours. So you can actually drop that baggage. and you can now create and reprogram your new belief system. But how you reprogram it is the same way that you programmed your subconscious to be negative, and that's through the power of repetition. So what do I do with a lot of my clients is affirmations. Affirmations, guys, are everything. They're so important. I have journals, I have notes where I just constantly am telling myself that I am greatness. Like, everyone's like, how are you so positive, Nunzi? I consciously make effort. Like, I work hard to make that choice, right? You have to be aware. If you're unaware, well, you're going to default to whatever the programming is. So that's what happens, is people have this thought of, ooh, I'd like to lose weight, or ooh, I'd like to change, or I'd like to do this, or follow that job. But their subconscious is not even hardwired. They're not even working at all cohesively. Like, they're completely out of whack. So they default to whatever their subconscious is, right? So you got to attack the subconscious, and it takes time. And usually people don't ride it out. Because you got to ride it out. You got to ride it out. People think you're going to 20 days, 30 days. No, man. I'll say the first thing, I like to work with my clients for about 6 months to a year. 6 months to a year is where your mindset can really start to shift. But man, oh man, there is a threshold that you can default so easy. And that's where people get stuck.
And let's go, like, so we're talking about clients. Let's talk about your TikTok business, because it went from you putting stuff on TikTok to turning it into something for you. Something by helping others, you're helping yourself. So how does that, like, everyone's like, wait, so he does this TikTok thing, he has all these followers, he has clients for coaching. Tell us about some of your TikTok business, your branding, like how you stand out so that they could do whatever it is for them, be inspired.
I love to create content. I love it, man. I've since a little boy, I remember the camcorder my mom got me when I was in grade 6. I started a little movie company, made movies. I love to do plays, and so why I just love to create content. So if you're gonna get into social media, you have to have a passion for that. If you find it to be like a chore, you gotta love what you're doing, right? So it's not meant for everyone. I think for all businesses, it's a great tool to use. But once again, just the biggest issue is that people just think way too much, right? I never there's a great story that I always reflect back to. Very powerful 3 words with a nice story. There's a great teacher that I was inspired from. His name is Ram Dass. I'm sure you've heard of Ram Dass. And oh my gosh, so incredible man. He worked in India under this guru named Maharaji. And this is where he went through his enlightenment. But anyway, when Ram Dass was going back to the Western world, he asked Maharaji, what do I say to these people? And this Maharaji said 3 words. He said, feed the people. Feed the people. So my whole life I've dedicated to feeding the people, is giving knowledge. Don't be, dude, if you have one thought of not sharing your knowledge because of you want to save it, go and take a cold shower and eliminate that thought out of you, because that's the wrong mindset, man, right? So you got to feed the people. You got to feed people at every opportunity. This is what I do. I've been working out for 15 years. I transformed my own life. I've transformed hundreds of lives. So I'm just giving out, I'm just doing what feels like the most thing right.
And what about the business, though? How is that? They're saying, we want to know about the business. This sounds
good. Think about it for a sec, right? So just for a sec, right? This is the way I look at it. So what's the point of this, humans? What's the point of all of this, right? It's evolution, right? So we have an understanding that this is temporary.
Yes.
You have to understand that this is temporary. So with that, knowing that, okay, well, all of this is experience and temporary, what we do and what we're designed to do is feed, pay it forward. We have to empower the youth we have to give them the knowledge. We have to feed the people for expansion to take place. If we continue in this ego, animalistic, dog-eat-dog world, guess what happens? Extinction.
That's true.
Right? So we don't actually change. So it's and this is talking on a broader spectrum, but for me, I just live my life that way, that if I feed people, I'll get fed. And I've gotten fed quite well.
And listen, now this is a great answer, because again, you see how we're so aligned in that elevator thing. My whole thing was behind the scenes. We're going to teach people how we're branding the show, doing the whole brand discovery, everything, and giving it out for free, because it's cool to have this, and it's the sexy part, but the real part is the behind the scenes, where the knowledge is, and we don't have that knowledge. How do you stand out? You figured it out for yourself. So how about if we could show people how to do the same thing? You have a product, you have an idea, take massive action plan, put it out.
Yeah. Well,
and then you will be fed because you're giving applicable knowledge that helps someone do better, live better, and if that makes them income, even better.
Absolutely.
And that's how the world gives you. You feed, you get fed, and you don't do it knowing you're gonna get fed. You're doing it because you're doing it because you believe it's your innate thing to do.
The first 4 years of me doing Nunzi and social media, I made $0. So like I just love doing it. I just love doing it. I just love creating content, having fun, and just knowing I'm making a difference, man, because it's like, I'm happy.
That's and you have a skill set, though. You have the training skill set. Well, you have the passion for that. You actually went and studied it. You're not like, ready, like, in Playa, Carmen, everyone's a coach, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you're a coach. You're a real coach.
I mean, I mean, look, once again, I think the biggest thing is I've just like been, my whole life is I dedicate to experiencing the experience and learning from that. With the whole social media thing, I think that, so you can be strategic, right? Like you have to, like we talked about earlier, if you don't post, you don't exist.
It's true.
So I was talking to people about social media. I'm like, so how many times a week are you posting? I'll ask that. Because I always, people ask me social media advice. So I'm like, and they'll say like once, you don't exist, man. You don't exist, bro.
It's true.
So you gotta post. If you're not posting, and if you're sitting there thinking so much about your posts, well, how are you ever gonna learn? Like, you don't know. Like, I don't that's what I mean. So it's like, you gotta find what you love to create and what feeds people, and you get better at doing. Like, I look at like my TikToks I made 2 years ago, I'm like, oh my gosh, compared to what I'm making now, and like you just learn from doing. You literally learn from doing. So, and then you collect data through that. So I've always collected data, and you have to be very. You can never stand still. You always have to be creating new ideas and having. Because everything gets stale, right? So you have to also nurture yourself, because I've gotten burnt out a lot, but I'll go back to this. I'll say this over and over and over. The whole key to the name of the game is remaining in a place of feeling really great. Because when you feel really good, you're going to create. If you're really stressed out and you're with toxic people, your creativity is going to be non-existent. You're not inspired. So I just constantly make myself feel great. I work out, I eat healthy, and I take a lot of self-time just to yeah, man, just my line is get excited. Get excited. Like, I mean, that is it, right? So, but yeah, social media, man, just post, find what's unique about yourself. But you gotta love to do it. You really gotta love to do it. Because if you don't love to do it, you gotta be so consistent. That's the word, consistent, power repetition. It's all it is, right? Like, I've been posting twice a day for the last 4 years, quality content at a massive, and I'm so organized, my content's dude, so one of the things you're doing well is once you find templates, like I have certain different templates that I use that I can change up the exercises or the verbiage or whatever, right? But you gotta have an abundance of content. I got content to start 4 more social media accounts for a year. Like, it's like so when you get to that point, then you're feeding the
robot.
People,
yeah,
you're feeding,
and you don't have to think about it.
You're feeding. But here's more advice.
Go ahead, drop them jewels.
All my creators,
bang,
stop focusing on when to post. Stop thinking about how many times you should post. Stop thinking about the second or third edits. Stop thinking about what the forum said or what this person said about the new update. Don't care about the algorithm. Because guess what? Brownie's not here, but what do you control, man? Effort. You don't control the algorithm. You don't control that. You don't know. It's Russian roulette, man. You put it out. That's all it is. Put it out.
I agree. I'm so blessed. Like, out of all the times to meet someone, it's right that has this mindset and this great advice. When we have 32 episodes over Brother Thriving, we have chopped up like 90 pieces per episode and just put it out. Yeah. I'm saying because of him and their advice, you helped change my mindset. I was like, listen, I'm gonna do this one edit and boom, put it out, and then I'll figure out what works by doing it. That's it. It's like when I played basketball, I figured out what works for me, which moves, how to play defense, how to do all that to stand out with my limitations and what I'm great at.
You got it, man. You got to put it out. I'll never forget this moment in my life. It was super awesome, man. This is exactly what we're talking about. So, my TikTok was pretty small at this point in terms of like follower count, maybe a couple 100,000. And
maybe only 100, couple thousand.
No.
But being humble.
No. Seriously.
Only a few 100,000.
That's actually like okay. But anyway. But we were at the gym, and I was like, Brownie. I was like, yo, Brownie, film this. And I went to Value Village a couple days prior, and I bought myself a green pair of women's leggings. And I was like, this is big. I wanted to wear these really bad. I was scared about it, whatever. So I put on these green leggings. And I go to the gym in them, right? And Brownie's sitting there, we're leaving, and I'm like, yo, film this. Like, give her my phone. Because, like, one of the other things, if you have a great idea, act on it right away. Like, I always just go with it. Go with your first instinct. Go with intention, like, or write it down. Because you always got to write down ideas. But because they come to you in the moment. You be sitting there with a notepad, like, what should I do? What should I do? Can't think of anything. But you'll be on a walk. That's why I love going for walks, man. But anyway, so like, Brownie, film this. Takes the phone. I look at the camera, I say, they say thick boys can't run. Watch this. Jump on the tread, start beelining it. Woo, bro. We had a supernova, man. It was like a 20 miller, right? And this, I've never had someone like that on TikTok. I was like, oh my God. I do another one. Another 30 miller. Do another one. Your boy's running on the treadmill. Like, we're just pumping these out. Hey, what time is it? I run on the treadmill, jump off, ask what time it is, because everyone's staring at everyone's duetting it. It's getting shared. It was insane. It was insane for a year this went on. Every time I went on the treadmill and I went for a run, it would go supernova. Supernova. And guess what? Did I plan that? No, I didn't. I didn't plan that. I just said, yo, I'm gonna run on the treadmill. Can thick boys run?
Especially when you were scared to get the green tights and you said, F it, I'm gonna do it.
I'm doing it.
And look what happened.
You gotta trust. You gotta take the leap. You gotta do the jump, man. Just don't hesitate.
And if you're not jumping, run in green tights on the treadmill.
Don't hesitate.
So, question for you.
Yeah.
One of the let's go to some traveling stuff. When you travel and go to different places, what are the positives and benefits which you get from traveling?
Well, so I go to hot country, so that's why I said sun is it, man. Like, people are pumped up, man. You know, like, so people are happy. And I just...
And what do you learn about yourself there? That's a better one. When you travel, what do you learn about yourself?
Like I said, so your environment will determine usually your habits. So, let's say maybe you, I don't know, just smoke weed or drink or have sugar cravings and stuff like that, or watch, so it's like, let's say like your home is your comfortable place. So, so let's say you have these habits that are holding you back. Maybe you're staying up late, smoking dope, eating too much at night, whatever, not having productive mornings, right? If you pluck yourself out of that environment and you toss yourself somewhere new, well, now you can't get this, now you don't have access to this, now you're in a new environment. So it's like you're forced to change. You can become greater than your environment, but that takes a very disciplined individual. Or what you can do, strategy, is you change your environment, because you cannot become greater at it. So change it and it'll help you. So that's why I love to travel, is because it just keeps me on my toes. As a content creator, it's new ideas, it's fresh environments. You meet different people from all around the world. So I mean, the more you travel, the more. That's why I said I think I said this at the start of the show. Yeah. The best thing you can do, and this is what this whole show is about, and all 30 other episodes, I'm sure, are people who are like, yeah, well, I'm leaving my hometown, bye mom and dad, and like living your life, right, and experiencing like what it just broadens your perspective of all of this experience. This is what it is. We will never figure it out. There's no figuring out. So you can just experience more, have more, life experience, situations. So traveling is fundamental, man.
And what would you advise someone who is like ready? We're here in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna use this one as an example. We're here in Mexico, but like not the Mexico that they show us on TV. We're like super peaceful Mexico, very nice, very nice, warm, beautiful people, and even the people from outside and the people from outside and the natives all get along.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. There's just good energy. There's just something special here. They don't show us that on television in our media, Western world, right? And then now, Mike, Sarah, and Jaquan. Yeah, Jaquan. They're all want to do this, but they're like, oh, but I watch Narcos, or they tell me I'm going to get kidnapped. My kidneys are going to be taken away. What would you tell them? Have your kidneys been? Have you been kidnapped yet?
No.
Your kidneys are still inside?
So you suffer more in your mind than you do in your physical reality. Right, so like this, so people like literally, one thing I've trained myself to do is I will not make an opinion on something if I've not experienced it.
Thank you.
And I also don't listen to anyone who's experienced something, because that's their experience of it. So I can choose to learn from that and collect data, but until you've experienced it, you don't know. You're imagining it, right? Mm-hmm. So, it just comes back to sort of taking that leap of that trust like I did, and just knowing that you're always rewarded. You are always rewarded. Because you can predict your life at home, right? You can predict your job you're going to. You know what streets you live on. You've been walking by the same subway for 25 years to get to
from the same
work,
place.
whatever, right? So it's predictable. You've lost the excitement. Come down to Playa del Carmen, you go to a networking event, you meet a handsome guy dressed so cool. He's like, yo, my name is Big Louie from Broad Thriving. Here we are, Bimbless. You don't do that in your neighborhood, man.
It's true.
And there's nothing wrong, by the way, if you love your neighborhood and you live 85 years on the same block.
Yes.
And if you can find enjoyment in that, but everybody's different, right? Everyone has a different calling. Everyone has that different. But I will say that definitely leaving your nest is the only way you're going to really expand your knowledge and consciousness.
And you
meet people all around the world.
Yeah.
You just have better, like the poorer the country, the happier the people. You start to be more grateful. Every time I go home to Canada, and I reflect on how grateful I am for things in Canada. Mm-hmm. You know, like there's a lot of privileges to Canada. Or just whatever. Like, so it just makes you just grateful, man.
It's true.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100% because when I do go back to New York, or even in my business that pays for all this is event planning, right? So I run a proper event planning business, and I have like Fortune 500 companies. And even then, when I started going within, back would have like a party for $200,000 that someone's paying me $200,000. I don't make all that money because it goes to cost and expenses. So don't ask me to borrow money because I'm still poor. All right. Now that we got that disclaimer out the way, someone gives me $200,000. Now they're complaining about something. And my first thing is, do you not understand that you're giving $200,000 to party, to shake that ass, not to shake, like a nice butt, owned and trained by my man Nunzi here, but you're shake that ass and you're complaining about the smallest thing when some people don't have water, don't have food. You're spending $200,000 on a party. So like those little things, just from then, I'm always like, yo, we should be appreciative for everything we have.
Yeah.
And then being here and anywhere else, even in the United States, like we have more people going into poverty now than going up in the middle class. And just at home, I see people on the street, people who lost their mind, sleeping in tents, doing drugs. So I appreciate every little thing. So I can't understand, or I do understand, but I try to understand more, so have empathy that people don't care to look at these things. And we are blessed. We were born rich. Like Bob Proctor, you know who he is?
Yes.
He's a Canadian, blah, blah, blah. He gives me one of my best affirmations that I say every day too. And he said, you're born rich. And you don't know it, and then that's why we complain. That's why we're unhappy. Because if you're healthy, you have two working legs, two hands, and then your mind works. You can solve problems.
Comes back to just saying thank you, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Grateful, man. That's all it is. That's all it is, right? This is a great little lesson I teach clients sometimes if they need it. So it's called the elimination of the 3 C's. These 3 C's that you can become conscious.
These 3 C's.
It's a great one. So the first one is criticizing. Stop judging people, right? Judgment is directly the reflection of the internal. So if you're going around judging people, how are you feeling inside, right? Happy people hug, hurt people hurt. It's super simple. So criticizing is something you want to get rid of. Comparing. Oh, no bueno. That's no good, guys. No, do not compare. These are all individual stories. And once again, all you can focus on in life and control is what? Your effort, right? So comparing is complete suffering and a complete waste of time. And the third one, what we talk about, is complaining. And complaining goes completely against or with the law of attraction, because whatever you're complaining about, you're just going to continue to get more of that, right? So remember the quote I said at the beginning of the show, wherever you look, you get what you're looking for. So if you look at something and look for the faults in it, you're going to find the faults in it. But if you look for something and you see the beauty in it, then you'll find the beauty in it. So it's just as simple as that, right? But so you got to travel. You got to just follow your feelings, right? Those feelings inside of you. Think of them as a mechanism to remind you if you are in alignment. So if you feel really, really bad, that's basically your intuition saying, "Yo, we gotta change this. I don't feel good." Your feelings are your clues. Your feelings are your emotional guiding system. So when you start feeling really good, that's when you're on track. That's when you know you're doing something right, because you feel really good. And that's the alignment. That's the inspiration. That's what keeps you going, man.
And
Rise
getting
up.
excited.
And getting excited. Here's a great mindset. I love this. And I use it with my clients because so many people are just weak mindset. So the 2 words, ready? Rise up. I love when you say grand rising, like rise up. So when the universe throws you an opportunity, instead of being like, oh my God, how am I gonna do it? Rise up. Rise up to anything the universe, any challenge, any obstacle, whatever it is, you can do it. You rise up. You don't fold. You don't get stressed out. You don't collapse. You rise up. You rise up. You rise up. Every time something happens, rise up and get it done, because you
That's
can.
true.
You can.
That's
Instead
true.
of thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? I need help. Can you help me with this? Like, just, bro, you can do it. You can do it. Rise
That's
up.
true.
Just get it done. Don't complain. Don't let your emotions do the thinking. You understand that?
Yes.
Like, you can let your emotions help you think, but you cannot let them do the thinking. Oh, I'm having a hard day, I'm going to eat donuts. Dude, no, that's not like, that's letting your emotions do the thinking, right? But if you're sitting in the seat of self, that won't make you feel good.
I couldn't disagree. I cannot disagree.
No, man.
All right, so ready? Check this out. So you're giving us all this from the start, from
Dropping
the
it,
jump,
yeah, it's
dropping
been-
gems,
it's been
bombs,
dropping
right?
gems, yeah.
But now let's drop gems for you, but not for you
Sure,
today.
man. Yeah.
What would you tell for yourself from 10 years ago? What advice would you tell yourself? We're gonna do the 2 times. 10 years ago, and then the person that they used to bully. So I want your 10-year person, and then like maybe your 15, 20-year person where they used to bully for being who you are. What would you tell these 2 people?
I would say I'm really proud of you, man.
¿Por qué? Why?
I'm really proud. Well, just because I've always stayed true to the mission. And I've never I think that I've always had that knowing, man. It just is a knowing, right? The banishment, once again, the quote I dropped at the beginning of the show, the banishment of all doubts and knowing. So if I look back at my younger self, I just want to really say I'm proud of you, because, maybe one thing I've worked on in my life is valuing myself, having, lower self-worth. So just being able to say, you know what, dude, come here, give me a hug, man. I'm proud of you for sticking through. And just also I'm proud of the fact that we're just on the tarmac, right? And we're just taking off, and it's just only really begun. I see it all, man. I see it, I feel it, I know it. It's all happening already. It's already here. It doesn't need to come. It's all now. And I'm just really enjoying it, knowing that I can't hold on to any of it. So just allowing my life is here, guys.
I love that. I love that. If you're noticing, now we're standing. My man here claims he had cramps, but we all know it's all about that booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, booty.
Yo, I did a huge leg day today, and those little rickety chairs, man.
With no
Bro, that
cushion.
cramping was unbelievable.
Yeah, and as you
I'm
can
rolling
see,
around on this turf, dude. And I'm we're standing. We got coconut water. Thank you, Abby, coming through here.
oh wait, 1 second, Abby, I gotta give this to you. All right, so here we go. So I have a question for you. So living in Vancouver,
Yep.
and the price of living, the cost of life compared to your cost of life being here in Playa.
Yeah,
Could you
cool.
please explain it to these beautiful people? The comparisons. Even though we don't want to do the other C, but this is a C we could do.
Well, yeah, man.
So what's your cost of living? Is it more expensive here, or do you save here, or is it more expensive? Let them know, because they're I'm in Canada. How is it to live over there?
Well, so I guess I'm only speaking on my experience. I challenge myself to adopt a mindset, because remember, everything is a mindset.
Yes.
That's all it is, right? And you hang around everybody, and what does everyone do? They complain about how expensive everything is, right? So they literally, oh, it's so expensive. Oh my God, expensive. I'm like, you know what? What's the how do you solve the problem to everything being expensive?
You make more money.
You make more money, man. So I'm I'm just focused on making more money, right? Look, yes, there is a lot of advantages to, things like your groceries down here. To my understanding, I have not actually traveled a lot into Central America, but this is actually Playa is an expensive part of Mexico.
And I
think it's not. But yeah, you're gonna notice pretty much it's everything is just a lot cheaper down here. The services are cheaper down here. But I don't know, man. I'm not down here because of that. I'm not down here to save my. It's a bonus, you could say, but I'm down here for the sun, man. Down here, to be honest, man, dude, I'll tell you, it's all of this. I love the hot weather. I mean, guys, we can't get much shorter. We started the show palming it, right?
Like I told you, he had cramps.
But Vancouver, it's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Have you been to Vancouver?
Not yet. We were
Yeah.
planning to, and then this thing called the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And because we're on the west side in LA living there, and we're the next place we're gonna go is north, because we've always wanted to go. And then the pandemic.
You go to Vancouver in the summer, it's the most beautiful place in the world. You pay the premium, but that's,
I heard.
But it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, so, I just adopt the mindset where it's gonna make more money, right? Because, the more money you have, the
more options.
Exactly, right? Like, I mean, that's a broke mindset, right? To always think
I
about
agree.
like, oh, it's so expensive. Groceries are going up, milk's going up. Dude, let's make more money.
So,
I'm
agreeing.
Like, make more money, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like,
I know I told Abby all the time, it's like I call it cheap rent mindset, right?
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with being economical and smart when you're planning. However, when you move to a place for cheap rent,
Yeah.
guess what comes with it? Cheap mindsets,
Yeah.
cheap opportunities for your children and family,
Yeah.
more crime,
Yeah.
and you live in scarcity.
Yeah.
So if I don't say like say I want to buy a camera or something, I don't say I can't afford it, I say how can I afford it?
yeah, I love that.
Right?
And it's
How
just being
can I?
strategic. I'm not saying you're going here blowing money.
Yeah,
but,
no.
But yeah, like, you know, that's just exactly it. It's just adopting that mindset, right? Of how can you get it rather than why can't I get it?
Yeah, and it's something I need, or that's
yeah.
something I don't care. Like you're not ready. The clothes I have, I don't need to go shopping every day.
Do you know you know what you spend money on? If you want to spend money on, on your health, right? So like spend money on like don't be pumped up that your burgers are 2 for $5, right? Like that's not a good idea, right? Like, right? Like I mean, bro, like real talk. Like I like you don't want to be eating cheap food. I like
Real food.
good food in your body. Like
Whole
I spend
foods.
most of my money is spent on food.
Yeah.
Because that's and this is where we don't need this is a rabbit hole, and you'll agree with this. But the food industry, it's like expensive food or very healthy real food is very expensive, right? So it's a privilege to actually eat, healthy.
Well, ready? Check this out.
In a sense, though.
Ready? And I'll challenge you on that
Yeah,
one. You know why?
it was coming out. Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because if let's use the United States diet, you guys still have a better of all the so-called developed world or first world nations.
Yeah.
The U.S. has the worst food, right?
In terms of what? What do you mean?
In quality.
Yeah.
Like it has the GMO, the
Yeah,
stuff that gets
yeah,
you
yeah,
sick.
yeah.
Like a lot of our cancers, a lot of our gut health problems.
Yeah.
All that is because it's not real. It's
Yeah.
made in a laboratory. Like if you eat McDonald's all day every day, you're going to die all day every day.
Yeah,
right?
it's not good
So
for you.
what I'm trying to say is by having an unhealthy food diet, you're gonna pay more in health care problems.
Yeah.
You're gonna have high blood pressure.
Yeah.
You're gonna have diabetes. You're gonna have a cancer. You're gonna have what's the thing that people are having? Gluten allergies. Notice how when they started putting GMO in our wheat and all that stuff, people start getting more gluten problems.
Yeah.
So it costs more money.
Yeah.
To eat unhealthy or eat unhealthy food or eat unnatural, unwhole foods. That's not an advertising for Whole Foods because you motherfuckers ain't paying me, but you can, right? But so what I'm trying to say is like it's better to spend. Like I was showing my aunts, I was like, listen, it costs 10% more on your groceries to buy this food. However, you're not gonna have these problems that cost you $100,000, $200,000, $1 million to take care of when you're between 60 and 90.
Every disease or mental health condition can be solved with fitness and lifestyle.
Exactly.
Nutrition. It's all nutrition, right? So like where we fail is knowledge. We don't educate our like think about your school, like how all of us, right? We weren't taught how to eat, and we weren't taught about money.
Why? It's on purpose.
Wonder why, right?
Or
so it's like
how to be empathetic towards another human.
That's what I'm saying, right? So it's like, okay, well, so because I'm very knowledgeable in nutrition and I meet so many clients that have no idea, right? The biggest mistake that people make is that they look at food as pleasure. And by the way, I want the food to taste good. I love good tasting food, but food is fuel. Food is about performance. Food like it's designed, that's what makes us do stuff, right? Chances are if you are unhappy in life, your diet sucks. Honestly, like, you're eating unhealthy because your food will regulate your what? How you operate, feel, man. How you feel, and as we talked about earlier, your feelings dictate your performance.
Yeah.
So you want to fuel your body, and you can fuel in a way that's really satisfying, great. But all of this takes knowledge, and food is addictive. People get addicted to food, right? So this is where the battle becomes, right? Because you have to get a little bit uncomfortable, go through a little bit of that withdrawal. But there's so many strategies. I mean, we could have another episode, a whole other episode on this.
Oh, speaking of such, no. Before we have another episode on it, we could let people know where they can find you. That's the most important part. Where they can find you for get that booty work.
Yeah.
And not only that, nutrition, your coaching.
Yeah.
Because as you can see, he's the real deal.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, so there's basically, it depends. Like Nunzi coaching is sort of my life. Like I love it. I'm so passionate about it. I'm so grateful. I love my job. I love being a trainer, like helping people work out. And then moving to the online world has been even more incredible because I'm just able to help so many more people. And what a lot of people need is accountability, right? When you want to set a goal and you want to achieve that, it's really helpful to have someone holding you accountable because most people can't hold themselves accountable. So what we've done at Nunzi Coaching is very unique. I love my clients. We have a beautiful community there. So nunzicoaching.com, Nunzi, you can fill out a form. We line up a call, but yeah, it's like I know what I'm doing, man. I've done this my whole life. I know what I'm doing, man.
And so nunzicoaching.com, do you guys have, what's your IG or Facebook?
Yeah, everything is Nunzi, man. So like, my TikTok is Nunzi. It's Nunzz, 3 I's though. Because somebody has Nunzi, Zi, whatever. I don't know if you. But yeah, so I got a glute training app as well. If you want to just get your peach,
And what is it called?
It's the Booty King glute training app.
I like that.
The Booty King. But you can find that at any of my links. Like go to any of my socials. There's links and stuff like that. But I mean, dude, man, yeah, just get excited, man. It's been great, man.
So what's next for Mr. Nunzi in this world that we share together?
Well, you know how you asked me what I would say to my 10-year-old self? I'm like talking to my 10-year later self and just like, and nothing's changed, man. I'm just gonna keep doing me and get excited. Follow your excitement. Follow your joy, follow your passion. It's the whole point of life. It's how we pay it forward. It's how we evolve our people and like feed the people. Feed the people. Feed yourself so you can feed the people, man. And read that. That's a good one.
Be here now.
Yeah, there you go.
Be present.
Be present.
That's why we call
that's all
present,
that matters, right? Yeah.
Present because it's a gift.
This is a good way
gift.
Here's one more gem.
Go ahead.
Right?
Drop it.
And this is where people make the mistake. So there's two minds. There's the physical mind and the divine mind. Okay, so the physical mind's job, so like our conscious, is to experience the present. The senses, this is what the point of it is. It's the higher mind's job to dictate the future. So you can't dictate the future with your present mind. And what I mean by that is trust in your universe, trust in yourself, trust in what you're doing, have that knowing. And everything is just a new chapter, connecting of the dots. Look at your life, Lou. Connect the dots, bro.
That's all we do.
It's all here.
That's all.
It's just standing right here.
Yes.
So thank you, man. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, dude.
We appreciate it.
That's it, man.
So thank y'all, beautiful, sexy people, for watching Abroad and Thriving, spending your time with us, because you could be anywhere in the world, but you decided to do it with us. These two beautiful, fly gentlemen. In my future self, what I'm telling my future self is nothing. I'm working right now. So in my future self, I'm gonna be like standing right here next to him, like bow, 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 bow. And it all starts with intention, putting massive action, and making it happen. And remember, like he said, don't listen to anyone because they don't have your life. They don't know what you are worth. You could only discover that. And how do you discover that? By doing. And what do we do? We're gonna get. What are we getting again? We're getting excited, baby. Let's go. That's all we know. Thank you very much. See y'all later.
Feed the people.
Much love. All right. Dope. Thank you.
Yo, what's happening, team? It's your boy Nunzi. We are live here, Abroad and Thriving. Incredible episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. You can find my coaching services at nunzicoaching.com. Check me out on any single social, Nunzi, your boy Nunzi, guys. And thanks for watching. If you're not excited, get excited. Let's go.
It's your boy, Lou, aka B.I.G. Business Instead of Game Lou, and I'm very blessed that you decided to spend time with us watching this dope episode of Abroad and Thriving. And no matter where you are, I hope that you could be abroad in your mindset, develop new habits, get out of your comfort zone, and one more thing, the world tells you that it's impossible, so we're gonna use the same letters, pronounce it different. Impossible, no, you're I'm possible. So look in the mirror, keep saying I'm possible, because that's what we are. You're possible, and thank you again for watching Abroad and Thriving. Mr. Come for the spice, stay for the knowledge. And thank you, much love.